Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to another edition of ReWatching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Today I'm talking about Season 5, Episode 13. So I'm just going to be starting off with the plot summary and then talking about my general thoughts after I just finished rewatching this episode. So yeah, let's just start with that plot summary, which says, when the rift begins to reopen, Fitz sends the team to search for more gravitonium. The team hunts down a lead in Baton Rouge, where Mac reunites with his schoolmate Tony Kane, who has been helping to redeem scientists coerced into working for Hydra through Cybertech Industries. Kane states that the gravitonium was in transport aboard the Principia, a Cybertech ship that went missing. Deke realizes that the gravitonium may have been activated by a lightning storm, sending the ship into the sky. Following Deke's theory, the team find the ship suspended in the atmosphere and discover most of the gravitonium is gone, leaving only a small portion to sustain this ship. As Mac collects the remaining gravitonium, a group of Hale's robotic soldiers ambush them. The team successfully escape the ship before it plummets back to Earth. Upon hearing his mother saying in an exchange between Simmons and Yo-Yo, Deke realizes Fitz and Simmons are his grandparents. Meanwhile, General Hull continues to form her team by attempting to recruit Warner von Strucker, whose memory has been enhanced after S.H.I.E.L.D. revived him from a vegetative state. While Strucker initially rejects Hull's offer, Ruby convinces him to stay. So yeah, I just finished rewatching this episode, and this was a fun episode because we get a few little things. Gravitonium comes back into play even more this season. Like it's been ramping up how much it plays. Like it was first mentioned, and then they're like, oh, it's the thing sustaining. Like that's pretty much running the whole Lifehouse in space, and then you find out, it's in Deke's little thing, and they use that to just put a patch on the rift, and now they need more so they can seal it, and we get ties back to when it was first introduced by Cybertech, by the Cybertech, what's his name? Quinn. I'm forgetting his first name now, who initially kind of introduced, that episode at least introduced us to the idea of gravitonium, so that's a cool little kind of connection back to that episode without them out and out saying like, hey guys, we've done this before. It's kind of just like a little bit, but yeah, so I enjoyed that little part to it. I like that Von Strucker is brought back into this just because, well, why not? I like that they give him a super memory. He's got a really good memory. I don't know how it helps for anything. Well, I know it makes you smart, but anyways, he gets recruited to Hale's team along with Ruby. Ruby kind of was the one who convinces him to stay. But yeah, I like that aspect, and then the fact that him and Ruby start to bond and kind of do their own little thing eventually. So that was an interesting. One of my favorite things about this episode is Fitz being annoyed with Deke. I just love it, especially in this episode before Deke realizes that it's his grandparents. He just wants to know stuff anyways, and then Fitz has zero time for him, zero patience for Deke whatsoever, and then at the end, Deke finds out that he's related, and it just gets even funnier from here, because, you see Deke just wanting to be, get close to his grandparents, trying to, bond with them, and Fitz is having none of it. Doesn't want any of that, nothing. He's just annoyed with Deke. He's annoyed with Deke as he calls him Scrappy Doo at one point, or refers to him as Scrappy Doo at one point, which is not the nicest of things. But I just love that dynamic between those two, and the fact that we find out, like the way we find out about them being related, through this expression that Deke's mom had learned from her mom, i.e. Simmons. So yeah, I just really enjoyed that part of this episode. And then the last thing I'd written down was the Mac versus Hull's robots scene was just cool, kick-ass scene. Mac just wrecking through some robots so they can get a couple robotic arms for Yo-Yo, who eventually gets her arms back, which I like that, they don't spend too much time with her being on the the disabled list. They get her some robot arms, they get them on her, she's back in the fighting order eventually. So I just enjoy that. It's such a little thing, like something that you may not even think of while you're watching the episode initially, but Mac did, to the foresight of thinking like, oh yeah, we were looking for parts to make robotic arms or cybernetic arms for Yo-Yo, so I'm fighting some robots. Let's take one of those they got 2 arms. So I just really enjoyed that, like just such a kind of simple kind of happenstance. Like they were just going to get gravitonium and they happened to find some robots. So he took advantage of the moment. So I just really enjoyed that bit. It doesn't involve like a whole. They don't take a whole episode, try and just go get her a couple set of arms. It just kind of happens along the way. So yeah, those are all my general thoughts about this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you thought about this episode. Thanks again for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.